Larry Brinson, how you doing, sir?
I am well. How are you?
I'm good.
Good.
So for everybody at home watching, who is Larry Brinson and what is he campaigning for?
Well, that's a very good question. My name is Larry Brinson. Obviously, I live here in District 1 in Ocoee. And also, I'm a resident of Weston Bay. And so I'm running for Commissioner for District 1 here in the city of Ocoee.
So with everybody focused on presidential campaigns in 2020, why do you feel it's important they should also focus on local elections?
Well, local elections are where it's at. I mean, the national elections are very, very important, whether you're talking about the presidential elections or the Congress people. But the local elections are what a lot of people, sometimes they fail to go out to voting. But those are elections where the politicians are closest to their constituency and they have the most effect. And they have the most immediate effect.
So how long have you been a member of this community?
I've been a member of this community for a couple of years now. But I've been a member of, a resident of Ocoee for probably 12 or 13 years.
It's a long time.
Yes, it is. It is a long time. So I've been able to see Ocoee grow in the last 13 or 14 years. But one of the most important things I've seen in Ocoee grow is its diversity. So which I'm very proud of. I'm very proud of how the city has gone past where it used to be to where it is today. And I think that's important. But also I believe that moving forward and with progress the way we're doing, it causes us to have to take pause and make sure we're doing it the right way. And doing it the right way means ensuring that the amenities and the offerings, the facilities, the infrastructure that we provide for the citizenry, as well as the homeowners, as well as the visitors, keep pace with the development of this municipality.
So personally, what do you feel is the most pressing issue that's facing the community right now?
Well, I don't think there's just one pressing issue that's facing the city of Ocoee right now. District 1, obviously, we talk about infrastructure because that's very important. We talk about street lights because that's important for safety, not only safety of the drivers, but also safety of the residents, the pedestrians, especially our school children going back and forth to school during the hours of darkness. But there's a lot of things that's all-encompassing when it comes to pressing issues. So I don't think you can put your finger on one and say this is the most pressing issue that Ocoee faces, because you have to take the holistic viewpoint and seeing that how it all fits together.
So being a member and a resident of District 1, if you're elected, what issue do you think you might be able to get to first or knock out the fastest?
Well, that's also a good question. I get that question a lot. Obviously, we want to take a look at infrastructure. Infrastructure is one of the most important issues that we're facing right now, simply because we have so much going on in Ocoee. Not just homes coming out of the ground, we also have businesses coming out of the ground, we got warehouses, so we got big trucks on the road, so infrastructure needs to be addressed immediately. So that's going to be one of my top issues that I tackle once I get into office. One of the other issues is schooling. We need more schools to be built to accommodate all the youth that's going to be in these homes that are being built. And it's unfair to the children, it's unfair to the parents to ask them to have to send their children to a private school or parochial school or Montessori school or to charter schools when they pay taxes for public schools. So those are also some of the things I want to address once again in there. Even though understanding that the city of Ocoee does not build schools, however, we pay taxes to Orange County as well. And part of those taxes goes towards building schools. We need more schools in Ocoee.
So I was looking over what your main focuses are for this campaign, and one of the two that stuck out to me are roads and lighting. And why do you feel that's important to you?
Again, roads and lighting is something that companies look to when they're trying to plant their flag somewhere or open up operations. They need their employees to be able to get to and from work quickly and safely. They need their trucks and their fleet to be able to go to and from their base of operations without having additional opportunities, if you will, for an accident to occur. We want to make sure that happens. But also, when you start talking about street lights and roads, if we have a road that does not have any street lights whatsoever on it, during the hours of darkness, that road is very, very dangerous. We have children standing out there waiting for the school buses or walking to school early in the morning. We have young drivers out there, teenage drivers, if you will, going back and forth to high school early in the morning. One of the things about it is that high school drivers oftentimes will go to bed late at night, wake up early to go to high school. Yet they're driving down this road that is completely dark, and they're going over to the high school that has a roundabout in it. And that roundabout is problematic. Most places in America does not. We just don't know how to use roundabouts properly. Most countries around the world have roundabouts. Roundabouts are one of the greatest traffic controls there is if you know how to use it. But if you don't, and it's early in the morning, and you're an inexperienced driver, and it's dark, and you try to navigate a roundabout, it's probably a good opportunity for an accident to occur. And so those are some of the things that we have to look at when we start talking about infrastructure. We start talking about roads. We start talking about street lights. We start talking about children's safety, pedestrian safety along these roads. Those are the things that we need to address.
Your other main focus that really caught my attention, and I feel like a lot of people may not understand upon first reading, is accountability and fair play ensure police and fire are adequately equipped. You think you could elaborate on what that means for everybody?
Yeah. One of the things that I always believe is being accountable. Accountability is important. If someone is elected to office, or if someone assumes office, whether by appointment or just by progression and promotion, there comes with there a level of responsibility with that office. And pushing aside the duties and responsibilities of that office should not be something that anyone who's in that office should ever do. We've got to take responsibility for the office in which we hold. And the only way we're going to do that is to be held accountable. The best way to hold someone accountable, especially in an elected office, is either to let them know that we voted you in, and come the next election, if we don't believe that you did right by us, we're going to use our vote to choose someone else to help us, to lead us, to guide us, to be our new leadership. That's one of the most important things about accountability. And when you start talking about some of the other things, as far as public safety, we need to make sure our first responders are well equipped and well trained. First responders with the greatest equipment but not the right training is not a good fit. First responders with well trained but not the right equipment is not good. So we need the best equipment, the best training for our first responders.
So I've been seeing your signs all around the area, all around District 1, driving up and down the street, and I see what sticks out to me the most is the slogan, "A citizen, not politician." So what is that supposed to mean to the voters?
Right. Yeah, we thought about that a long time. And after giving it a lot of thought, I am a citizen, and I'm not a politician. I don't run for this office. I'm not running for this office because I have political aspirations. I'm running for this office because as a citizen, I don't think I've been getting the things that I deserve, the things that I've actually paid for. When I pay property taxes, there's certain things that I expect to get in return. And I just don't think that I'm getting those certain things. It's kind of like the thing that I mentioned to someone once before. If I go to the grocery store and I give them $2 for a loaf of bread, my only expectation is a loaf of bread and whatever change I'm due. Right now, I've given the city, I've given the county my property taxes. And the only thing I expect in return are the amenities that these property taxes are supposed to pay for. And some of those amenities are well-maintained roads, well-lit roads, public safety, and those things like that. So I'm not running as a politician to say, hey, I'm going to do this and this and this for you. I'm running as a citizen to say, I've tried to do it the right way by paying my taxes and expect to get those certain things that I've paid for. Now I'm going to be on the inside saying, okay, we need to make sure that our taxpayers are given what they deserve and what they've paid for.
So voting for you is voting for somebody who can relate to the problems the average citizen might be having.
Absolutely, absolutely. I'm big on that. I really don't run down my resume very often, but I was in the armed forces. I served for more than 20 years in the service, and one of the things we always said was, honor, courage, and commitment. You must be committed to what you're doing. And if you're committed to what you're doing, then of course you're going to do what you're doing well and probably beyond the best of your abilities, because once you get to where your abilities have stopped, you're going to go further. You're going to study. You're going to find out what's a better way to do things. And that's what I think as a politician, they don't have to know it all. They just need to know where to go find the answer. And right now, that's what I'm looking to do. I'm looking to get in there as a citizen, find out what the answers are, find out who to go talk with, and get the things that we've paid for.
All right, Mr. Brinson. So if anybody wants to maybe do their own research and figure out if they're in the vicinity of voting or find out a little bit more about you, where can they go?
Very good question. They can visit our website, voteforlarrybrinson.com. They can actually send me an email as well if they have any question they'd like to direct to me at voteforlarrybrinson@gmail.com.
Do you have a Facebook page just for your campaign?
Yes, we have a Facebook page just for the campaign. In fact, that is the Facebook page for the campaign. It's just Facebook /Larry Brinson 1297.
All right, so my last question for you, for the people who are getting ready to go out and cast that ballot,
Yes.
when and where is Election Day?
Very good question. Election Day is this coming Tuesday, March 12th, and we will be doing it from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. at the Beech Recreation Center at 1820 80 Mims Road. Again, March 12th, Beech Recreation Center, 1820 80 Mims Road. Hope to see you there. Vote for Larry Brinson.
All right, Mr. Brinson, thank you.
Oh, thank you.